Yeah, so they're saying that she didn't really want to say it. And then Ryan said that, if you don't want to say this in this film, daddy's going to find someone else who will. Hi, and welcome to Blossom Talk. I'm Kjersti Flo, and here on my channel I talk about my good and bad experiences in Hollywood and working as an entertainment reporter. Okay, so I've been sent this video by so many people by now. I think a lot of you have already seen it and you know what I'm talking about. So some amazing internet sleuth out there found this older video from this summer where Ryan Reynolds was talking about a scene with the director Sean Levy, about a scene in Deadpool versus Wolverine where he had basically his whole family involved, and Justin Baldoni, as we know, as Nice Pool. So they're sitting talking about this scene, like behind the scenes talk while showing the scene. And Ryan Reynolds admits that he made his daughter, who was then 7, her name is Inez, made her say really inappropriate things. And now people are like, oh my God, what kind of parents are they to do this to their daughter? And I have to say, I am pretty shocked myself. Okay, so here is the scene where they end up shooting Nice Pool. As we know, he's based on Justin Baldoni, and talking about how Baby Pool is based on also Olin, which is Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's kid as well. But why people are reacting so strongly here is the words that he put in his daughter's mouth.
When I want your opinion, I'll take Wolverine's dick out of your mouth.
That's kid.
Guiltily, that is my daughter, Inez.
I'm so sorry we have to admit that.
And I am Father of the Year over here for allowing her to say such language, which, to her credit, she really didn't want to say, and then came back later and said, I want to say it now, when I started looking at other people to play it.
Yeah, so they're saying that she didn't really want to say it. And then Ryan said that, if you don't want to say this in this film, daddy's going to find someone else who will. And then she changed her mind and she was like, okay, daddy, I'll say it. And then Sean Levy says that.
Yeah, but Ryan, to our discredit, we made Nezzy do, I'm not shitting you, 70 to 500 versions of that line.
Yeah. I'm going to pay for that later.
I feel like you can make kids act and say things in movies, but when you are like making a comedy and making a kid do references like this, that's pretty distasteful and kind of disgusting. And I think that's why people have been like, oh my God, what are they doing? But for a kid to say something that inappropriate, I don't know if she even understand what it means. Probably not when you're 7 years old. Who would understand that she has to scream at someone saying that, when I want your opinion, I will take your best friend's private parts out of your mouth, daddy. That's basically what she's saying. And she didn't want to do it for probably obvious reasons. First of all, what's the point? Couldn't you have someone else do that? You have AI these days. Can't you make a kid's voice say something? If it's that important to have a child say something that inappropriate in your movie. Also, someone pointed out, Blake Lively is not even Lady Pool. She's not physically Lady Pool. There's someone else in that suit because Blake Lively didn't feel that her postpartum body was ready to go into a suit like that. Or if it was her opinion or the director's opinion or her husband's opinion, who knows? But it's kind of interesting that she felt fat-shamed by Justin Baldoni and not by the Deadpool team. Because why shouldn't she be in that suit? Why should she only have the voice of Lady Pool? They're also making a lot of fun of the Nice Pool character in this clip, laughing about his idiocy and, blowing his head off and using him as a human shield.
This is an example Ryan talks about making me laugh on set. This was one where it really got me. Ryan really committed to the absurdity and the sweet, innocent, oblivious idiocy of Nice Pool.
Sean Levy admits that they actually made up a lot of those jokes on the go that day. So I guess this was shot kind of around the time where Ryan Reynolds really wanted revenge on Justin Baldoni, and he's like, oh, I'll put in all these mean things here.
And we made up this entire premise of using Nice Pool as a human shield.
I saw somewhere online where they were saying, oh, Ryan Reynolds was protecting his daughter, so he didn't give her like real guns. She only had water pistols. I mean, that wouldn't have made any difference if she had like real props or real like movie guns on set. It's all about what comes out of her mouth. So we know now that Ryan Reynolds' kids were on the set, and I wonder how Ryan explained to his daughter Inez at the time when they were making fun of Nice Pool that he was based on the man that her mommy was working with at the time. And that's why they thought it was really funny to use the man that mommy works with as a human shield and blow his head off. I mean, this family, to me, this is absurd. Also today, I saw this story over at Popcorn Planet when he was interviewing Elsrich, which is another YouTuber. She has a really great Instagram account. You guys have to follow her. And she revealed something really interesting. But before we get into that, I wanted to thank the sponsor of this video, Lumi. It's spring and summer is coming. And even though I live here in Los Angeles, there is actually a difference in the seasons. And when summer comes, things get hotter. And I love to be outdoors. I love to hike. I love to play tennis. And I love that I can trust Lumi for always making me feel fresh, even though it's really hot outside. I love that they all have different scents and they smell so natural and fresh. This one is my favorite. It smells like coconut. It really reminds me of summer. It leaves no residue and it lasts for 72 hours. And this smell just have a freshness to it. And I just use it all over my body. I also love this acidified body wash that smells like fresh tangerine. These little wipes are my favorite for the beach. They smell like fresh cucumber. Who doesn't want to smell like fresh cucumber? And one of my favorite things is that it's vegan, cruelty-free, and opt-in developed, which means that it's safe to use this everywhere you want on your body, even down there. I love that this package is so small that you can bring it with you in any little handbag, so you have it on the airplane if you need a little freshen up. And all their products are paraben-free, pH balanced, and free of baking soda. Lumi's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a stick deodorant, it comes with a cream tube deodorant, and you get free shipping, plus a free choice of 2 products, either the mini deodorant wipes or the mini body wash. With my exclusive code, new customers get 15% off all Lumi products. And if you combine the 15% off their already discounted starter pack, that's 40% off their starter pack. Use code Kjersti for 15% off your first purchase at lumideodorant.com. Please support my channel and tell them that I sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Lumi. Okay, so Elsrich posted this video on her Instagram explaining that Blake Lively had pretended that people in her family were sick and told Justin Baldoni that she had to cancel shoot days in Las Vegas because she had to attend a sick family member. But then Elsie found out that Blake Lively had attended a Taylor Swift concert with her kids. She actually compared the text messages and the dates that was in Justin Baldoni's lawsuit, where he points out that, you know, Blake Lively was sick a lot during that shoot. And he pointed out, and she pointed out those dates and showed the text messages when they were sent. And then she showed a photo of Blake Lively with her kids at the Eras tour. And apparently she had been to 7 of Taylor Swift's concerts, and you can imagine how much it cost the production company when the star of the movie just decides not to show up on set. They had to rearrange everything. You know, hundreds of people are working on the set. The thing is, when you have 4 children, the chances are that one of those kids are sick almost the entire time. You know, I don't have kids, but I know these things from my friends who have kids and my nephews and nieces. You know, they get sick all the time. And if you have to cancel a day, a shooting day for a kid that's sick, unless it's very serious, that's not a very good excuse in the first place. And why can't you just bring your kids and your nannies with you? I'm sure she did that when she was shooting anyways. But instead, she went to Philadelphia, I think, and went to a Taylor Swift concert. There's even a picture there. Yeah, I just find it highly unethical. And it just tells me so much about how little respect Blake Lively has for Justin Baldoni and the entire team behind the movie. Okay, so apparently there is now a petition on change.org for the release of the director's cut of It Ends With Us. So if you are interested in that, it has 6,771 signatures so far. And it says here that as passionate fans of It Ends With Us and supporters of artistic integrity, we are deeply disappointed that the version of the film released to the public did not reflect Justin Baldoni's original director's cut. Baldoni, who was entrusted with bringing this beloved story to life, poured years of effort, creativity, and personal sacrifice into crafting his vision of the film. However, what audience received was a version that diverged significantly from this intentions. Yeah, wouldn't that be great if we could see Justin Baldoni's cut and his vision for the film? Yeah, so if you're interested in that, I will leave a link below so you can get into the petition and sign it if you want. I think it's a great idea even to have this movie released in theaters, because I think people would go to watch it just to support Justin Baldoni. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of your support and the amazing tips you're sending me. And yes, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And even if you have, make sure that you haven't been unsubscribed, because it has happened to a lot of people. Also people who have clicked notification bell and then all of a sudden the notification don't show up. So make sure if you're interested that you have checked both of those. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.